I am Brett Matum of brett.matum.net. In this Level 200 session, we'll look at the first time environment setup. The objective. We'll start Visual Studio, and on first time start we'll be prompted to choose our environment settings. I'd also like to show you how to reset the environment settings should you choose the wrong setting initially. Settings. Settings are customizations to the integrated development environment. Settings affect things such as the tools windows, the layout of components within the IDE, keyboard shortcuts and menu names. It also affects the filters when using help. In this demonstration I'll start up Visual Studio and we'll be prompted with the first time settings. I'll also show you how to reset the settings. Let's start Visual Studio. You'll find Visual Studio under Start All Programs, Visual Studio 2010 and Microsoft Visual Studio 2010. The first time you start Visual Studio, it may take a few minutes. Once started, you'll be prompted your default environment settings. If you are going to be using multiple languages, I'd suggest you choose the General Development Settings. As I'm only going to be using Visual C#, I will choose the Visual C# Development Settings. There are other settings for General Project Management, Visual Basic and Web Development. Once you have done this, click on Start Visual Studio. At this point, Visual Studio will be customized with these custom settings. When Visual Studio starts, you will be prompted with the Start page. This will allow you to start projects or open existing projects. You'll also be given a Getting Started guide which shows websites and pages that you may want to use. Settings are affected by the windows that are being displayed. For example, we have the Solution and Team Explorer as well as the toolbox. The View menu also affects other windows that are visible. Additional settings can be found in the Tools menu under Options. Tools, Options. These settings such as fonts and colors will also affect your settings. We will go through these settings in detail in another session. Settings are automatically saved. If you would like to reset your settings or change to a different setting, this can easily be done by going to the Tools menu and choosing Import and Export Settings. The Import Exporting Settings wizard allows you to export settings to a settings file which you could take to another machine. On that other machine or user profile, you could import the settings. Resetting all settings changes the Visual Studio settings as if it were the first time use. I'm going to choose Reset All Settings. Next. I'm now prompted if I would like to save my settings. It asks me the settings file name, notice the extension of VS Settings, and the location of where I'd like to save my settings. As I'd like to reset my settings, I'm not interested in saving the settings, so I'm going to choose No, just reset settings and overwrite my current settings. Next. I am now prompted with the original startup dialog asking which settings I would like to choose. I can choose the setting that I'm interested in and click Finish. So I'm going to go to Visual Studio C# and click on Finish. These settings have now been applied to my machine. Clicking Close will return me to my IDE with everything back to factory settings. That concludes the settings demonstration. In review, Settings customize the integrated development environment. You should choose General Settings if you will be working on multiple languages. Settings can be exported, imported, or reset to factory settings. Settings file have a VS Settings extension.